Hi, I'm the Moorlander and this is Moorlander EDC in the woods, talking about backpacks, which is my favouriteest subject in the world to discuss. Apart from maybe the Kingdom of the Moorlands, I'm a massive fan of talking about my homeland. However, after that, backpacks. From one of my all-time favourite companies, Able Carry, they got in touch about one of my all-time favouriteest bags, which is the Able Carry Max. They've done some updates to it and created a newer version called the Max EDC. And asked if I'd like to test it, and of course I said yes. Spoiler alert, it's another great bag from an absolutely awesome company that really doesn't seem to do any wrong as far as I'm concerned. And of course, this is where we take a closer look. As we usually do, we'll go through some colours, some materials, and then we'll have a look at the specifics of the bag itself. Now, I have here the Max EDC, but I also have brought with me the original Max, so we'll have a little bit of a comparison between the two. The colour, this one, it's available at launch in 4 different colours. This colour is the earth green. The earth green variant or version of this comes in the X42 material, whereas the 3 other colours come in the VX21 material. So there's a little bit of choice there depending on which one you prefer, but they are attached to the actual colours themselves. All of the other materials on here, or all of the other fixtures and fittings, you have YKK zippers throughout here. Onto the 2 larger sections here, they also have eye hooks on those, so if you are traveling with these or commuting or whatever it is that you're doing and you want to close these up securely, you can do. Other materials, so you have this really nice webbing on the side. The webbing on this is like a seatbelt style webbing. The vast majority of it, apart from the ones that's here on the straps, the rest of this is a tubular style webbing, which is really nice. The grab handles on here on the sides and at the top have some cushioning within this tubular webbing. The webbing itself also continues down through the front here, which really helps with the comfort of this bag. I believe this is what they call their A-frame, and what it does is it just kind of comes around here and holds the front of the bag. I've used this analogy before, which has got a couple of laughs, but it's the closest one that I can think of. The way that this comes round to support this is almost like going behind your pregnant wife and just lifting her belly up for a second. What it does is it just lifts that, which makes it feel a little bit better on your shoulders. Extra materials, so there is some kind of ballistic-y style material on the bottom here, which is a 1000D, and then the material on the inside, which I like because it is a jump up. On the inside they use a 420D lining material on here. What I can say is the attention to detail on the materials on Able Carry bags is next level. It does add to the weight slightly. Some people may think of this empty as a reasonably heavy bag, and I tend to agree in some respects. However, due to the toughness of this bag, I think this is just as tough as some of these military style bags that I've looked at in the past. This is something that will certainly last a long time and that you could probably hand down to your grandkids. I'm going to say it's an heirloom style bag, but the way that this is made, it certainly lends itself to that. Now, features wise, this is definitely what I'd consider to be a feature rich EDC commuter style backpack. So as we usually do, we'll go through the front and sides. Now on the front here, this is a big change, which I really do like with this. So on the EDC, on the Max, which we will have a look at, it does have this slip compartment on the front. The way that this one works is, so I forgot to mention, so the max volume on this is a 26 litre backpack. Some of the measurements I'm going to give you now, this front section is 8 litres. However, it's different because this can compress in and out of the main compartment. The main compartment is 25 litres plus 8 litres adds certainly up to more than 26. But depending on what you have in here, it will spread in and out of here. Plus, there's also some gusseting here on the side, which they've used elastic within there to make sure that when this is empty, it folds back in and sits reasonably flush, but when it's full, it will expand out to give you that full 8 litres. But with this, the beauty of this is just how wide this opens. A lot of other bags, these compartments are just kind of, you put it in through the side, you put your keys, you put your phone, whatever it is that you want into here. This was designed specifically for times like you've been to the office, you want to put your gym kit in here, maybe you've got some trainers, some different shoes or something, so you can fit this in, and this opens and splays out really big so that you can put it in there. Now within the inside there is still some additional storage, so if you want to put something in here, maybe it is you're off to the gym, you've got your boots in here, and maybe you've got some, I don't know, some shower gel or something like that that you want to keep separate, you can put it within there. And then on this side you have a similar lining. Now this is all lined. Another really nice feature that I do like about Able Carry bags is they're all completely lined rather than just going against the X-Pack material on the outside. But this is really nice, and as I mentioned, so this does push into the main bag. So you kind of have to weigh up with this one a little bit more so what you're carrying through the day. If you've got more in this front section here, these 8 litres will open out, but it will push into the bag an extra little bit more. So it's just something that you have to be mindful of. On the sides, so just double checking, because you have two on. So you have one on this side, and there is also another compartment here on this side. So we'll take a look at this side. Start off with, so this is the left-hand side, my left-hand side. You have a really nice grab handle on here. What I will say, I haven't been able to travel with this. However, I've travelled extensively with the Max, and it's great having as many grab handles as you can all around the bag. I will always never not be happy if there are grab handles all the way around. These grab handles, nice and big, decent and chunky, so if you want to grab this out the back of a taxi when you're in wherever, or if you're commuting with this, it's great. Behind this there is a hidden pocket, so you can open this out and hopefully you'll be able to see there I have a drink within here, so you can fit a drinks bottle into this if you like. You can fit in fact I have one on this side, so let's bring this out just to prove that it can. Here's a clean canteen bottle. Trying to do this while it's hanging from a tree, it's kind of tricky, but hopefully you'll be able to see that that will fit in there and you can stow it away. However, we will get back to this one because it fits in the other side a lot easier. But if you wanted to, if you always had the side that you keep your drinks bottle on, it will fit. Then in here as well, you also have some additional storage. So maybe you want to put your keys in there, but you also want to put your phone in there. You can put your keys on the little lanyard that it comes with, have your keys within that little pocket, but then have your phone on the outside of that so that your keys won't scratch your mobile phone, which I think is a nice option. I also like the fact that the lanyard for your keys sits on this red little tab here, so if you did want to take this off and put it in another section of the bag, which we will have a look at in a second, then you can move that round so that it's in the area that is best for you. So that's here on the left hand side. On the right hand side you have another pocket here. This one isn't as discreet, which is why I say with this one possibly better for things like your mobile phone and your keys, that sort of stuff. It opens, you have to open it from the inside here within this flap, and the pull tab for it, if you push it in there, it makes it a little bit more discreet, whereas the one on this side is definitely easier to get into. So things like your water bottle, if you want to put an umbrella, anything like that in there, you can do, but just be mindful that, you know, it's just easier to get into. The bottle in here, I have, this is it says on the bottom, does it say on the bottom? This is an 800 milliliter bottle, fits in, no issues whatsoever. And I will say, this is huge. If you have one of those 1 litre Nalgene bottles, you know, the fat ones with the wide mouths on them, you can fit one of those into here, which is brilliant. There's not a lot of EDC commuter style bags that have that option. The zip on here, there is a little garage at the top that you can push the zipper into, just to hide that away a little bit as well. Now, getting back to the webbing, because I know I did mention this a few bits kind of around the side, but you can also use these as lashing points. So here at the bottom where this zipper is, and then here on the side, the grab handle at the top, rather than just being the grab handle, goes past there into this seam where there are other small pass-throughs. So maybe if it is that you're going to the gym later at night, rather than putting your trainers into here, you can tie them in a knot, pass them through here, and then you can hold them on the outside as well. It's a bit of a dirty way to carry them, but you know, you've got to do what you've got to do if your trainers smell, although I'm sure people in the office probably wouldn't appreciate it. So that's the front compartment. There is also a main compartment on here, using those double zippers with the eyes on there, so you can open this all the way up and this will splay open here on the front. It's very close to a full clamshell, which I don't mind. It's probably, so if you think that the top from the distance there's maybe 2 inches from the bottom. For a bag like this, I don't mind that it's not a full clamshell, mainly because it's just not as important, I think, to have a clamshell with this. It opens reasonably wide enough so that if there's anything in here, you can just get to it, no issues. On the front, you have a couple of pockets. Here's where I keep my glasses, because I always tend to go to the office and forget my glasses. And then underneath here, there is another pocket, which is great for wires, cables. If you've got a mouse or something like that, you can put that in here. You might have noticed the one in the front, I've still left my cables from my laptop in here. This main compartment this is 25 litres of the 26 litres, but that's in this kind of configuration where there's very little in the front here. Inside, I have my venture pouch. I have a notebook here for keeping notes, and then on the inside there, you'll see that you have this large section. Couple of little details that I do like in here. So if you do want to use this for a bit of traveling, or you know that you've got a lot of stuff in here that's going to be moving around, on the inside here, here and here, there are these lashing points, so you can put stuff in here and kind of strap that down to stop it from going around. Maybe there might be some accessories in the future that will kind of work with these. I don't know. Anyway, moving on. You also have a sleeve in here, so if we pretend this is a tablet, which is always weird to do when you're hanging stuff from trees, it swings around a little bit too much there, then you can put that in here in the front as well. One of the extra features that I do like about this is they now have a new internal pocket here on this side. So for me, I put my pencil case in here, but if you had maybe a water bottle or something that you wanted to put on the inside, maybe it's an umbrella that you hardly ever use, but it's always useful to keep around with you just in case it does rain, then you can keep that on the inside here as well. This seam here looks as though this should go into a pocket here at the top. It does, however, the pocket is on another section, which we will have a look at now. But yes, really, really nice, well designed. Like the fact that it is also double zips, and as mentioned, both of these zips come all the way down into these corners, apart from maybe a couple of inches from the top. Now after that, so we've got the front section, the main section, and then we have a work section. Now what I'm going to do is just take this off for a second, mainly so that we can have a look into this. So this is your work section, which is a dedicated laptop sleeve compartment that you can put up to a 17-inch laptop into. I don't own a 17-inch laptop, however, the 16-inch laptop that I do use is reasonably bulky and still fits in here with plenty of room, so I'm confident that they're right, you can fit they've tested it. You can fit a 17-inch laptop into here. The mouth for this comes down maybe, say, a fifth of the way down on each side. It's not the largest of mouths, but then saying that, I've not had any struggles getting my laptop in and out. It just slips in, slips out, no issues whatsoever. On the inside of this pack here, so there's the front of the bag, here is this pocket. So you mentioned me saying that looks like there should be a pocket on the inside in there. This is that pocket. In here there are a couple of extra smaller pockets, so if you do have items specifically for your laptop, then you can drop those in there as well. There is, on the inside here as well, if you unzip this, there is a frame sheet. Now the frame sheet is just some padding, which is maybe, say, 4mm thick. You can push that, or you can take that out if you're concerned about the weight, but in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't really take that much weight off of this. Plus, which I have found, which I do like about Able Carry that they do these, it's almost a bit of an Easter egg. On the inside of the frame sheet pocket, there is another pocket within here. So if you are security conscious and you want to make sure that if your bag does get stolen, you can get it back as quickly as possible, you can put something like an air tag in there. Generally what happens in inner cities when a bag gets took is somebody will steal the bag, they'll take it to a location where they can go through that bag as quickly as possible, take out all the valuable things and dump the bag. They don't care about the bag, they're just after the things that are inside here. So if it is that you're commuting with this and you want to make sure that you can get it back after it's been discarded, super useful to have that there at the top. People really just wouldn't think to search there unless they've watched this review, that is. Anyway, on the back, oh, so I forgot to mention, there is also another handy pocket here at the top. So on the back panel, where this seam is that goes around the top here, this seam lifts up and you have this additional pocket. And this pocket's great, it's massive. So I have so it's roughly 7 inches from there to there on my hand. So I can get my hand in there, I can splay that open. Really good for keys or things if you're doing city breaks. Maybe you want to put a small map, maybe you want to put some something to eat in there. Really good for that. Now at this point, hopefully you've noticed that I keep clipping this to this here on the back. You have your grab handle, which is great if you want to carry it around and pick it up, it's super useful. This is so that you can hang it on toilet doors, because nobody wants to leave their bag on the floor where other people have been. And this grab handle here is in the perfect position to lift it, but it's not in the best position if you want to hang it. That's where this comes in. Haven't used this yet, but as I mentioned with the Able Carry Max, I have used that a lot, and another really nice feature. Now before we get into the straps themselves, the padding on the back is it's okay. What they have done with this is you have a channel that goes down each side and you have this really nice plush padding in here. It doesn't have what you'd call kind of a dedicated lumbar support. However, I've not had any issues with this in the past, or at least definitely not with the Max, and for the month that I've been using this, it's fine. There is also a luggage pass through here to make sure if you do want to commute with this, it will make it easier as possible. Then onto the straps. I will say that Able Carry work a special kind of magic with their straps. These straps are really nice. The padding on here, it's not too tough, it's not too soft. The width of the pads as well is really nice because it does help to distribute a lot of that weight across your shoulder if you're carrying a lot. 26 litres, you can fill this so that it's reasonably heavy. So being able to negate some of that weight by having these being wider, I think is a great decision. You do have a little loop here which just has the Able Carry logo on here, and then you have a sternum strap. Now I know some people don't like sternum straps. You know, I'm talking to you, George Defined. Shout out to George Defined. Make sure you check out his channel. But I like that they're on there, but if you want to, you can take this off. So on the inside here, because I have moved it, when it originally comes to you, it's on this middle ladder here, but I've moved this down because I have larger shoulders, and it fits just perfectly for me. We'll say as well as another little feature that I quite like, especially for commuter style backpacks. So here, this is the compartment where the ladder is for the sternum strap. But just moving up from here, there is another little compartment here, and that you can, yeah, that's it, that you can push your fingers into. So if you have a commuter card, you can put it in here and it will slide up into it, so that you can, I know, it's like an Oyster card, you pull it out, boop, do whatever you need to do with it, put it back in there, and it's always in your bag ready to go when you need to go. Killer. Last little bits, really just the connections on the straps here. The straps use this really nice plush seatbelt style material, which is awesome. Now, just stay there for a second, because as previously, trying to show me up, as previously mentioned, I do have the Max here with me as well. Now, I keep the Max when it's not being used in the bag that it comes in. So even the Max EDC comes in a similar bag. Mrs. Moorlander loves it because she's always like, oh, putting them away in the little sleepy sleep bags. Alright, yeah, got to look after my bags. So here we have the Max EDC versus the Max. The Max, spin that around the other way. The Max EDC is 26 litres, the Max is 30 litres. All of the materials, other than one might be, say, a different denier of X-Pack material, this, I think these actually are the same. Should have checked that. But similar colours, similar materials, zippers, all the same, all of the webbing, all the same. The vast majority of the differences, firstly, comes down to one is a 26 litre pack, the other one is a 30 litre pack, and it says 36 litre pack then. I've touched on one of the big differences already, and that is this front compartment, where I have my cables in there. This one is designed purposely for you to use this as a dedicated second compartment for putting in your gym stuff. If you're spending the night, maybe you've gone to work and maybe you're spending the night at a friend's house, you can put enough clothes in here, at least for maybe even a couple of nights. Whereas with the Max, the front compartment here, it doesn't open out as much. This is what I'd consider to be a typical easy access section. It does have some storage in here, you know, you've got different slip pockets that you can put things into. Similarly, you have your key stay in there, but it's designed to put in your wallet, put in a couple of snacks. So with the Max EDC, this one uses more for that section, so that you can, it's more versatile to use with different things. The next one is the main section. So the main section on here, when I open this up, having just looked at the Max EDC, you'll hopefully notice the difference straight away, and that this is a 30 litre bag that is targeted for traveling and commuting. So this is, and I'm just going to guess here, I'll say this is roughly, say, 28 litres of the 30 litres for you to be able to put in all the stuff that you need to spend maybe 3 or 4 days away from base, away from home, wherever you are, so that you can, you know, you can do the things that you need to do, see clients, maybe see some friends, whatever it is. They do have similar things in here, so there are these lashing points as well. There is a daisy chain style lashing point here in the back, but because you can carry more in here, there are more of these lashing point options. Whereas, as we've just seen with the Max EDC, in this section, this is... Oh. This is your daily commute section. This is where you can put your laptop stuff, you can put your notepads, you can put all of that sort of stuff, and have your tablet in here at the back. After that, we then have the work sections. So you have your front, your main, and then your work section. The Max has a similar work section. The difference with this one is it's a J open. So here on this side, it comes down roughly the same as the other one, maybe say about 1/5 of the way down. Whereas on this side, it comes down about 4/5 of the way down, so that you can open this up. On the back here, you can put your laptop, you can put a tablet in here. You have a similar pocket, where I've still got stuff from the last time I was in Europe. I thought I'd lost that stuff. So you can put more stuff in here, and there is also maybe an extra litre in here to be able to put maybe notes, maybe if you've got some documents, maybe, you know, I work in illustration, so I'll put sort of that sort of stuff in here as well. You can fit an extra little bit more in the Max when it comes to the work section. Whereas the work section, as we've just seen on the EDC, this is a dedicated laptop sleeve. You put your laptop in here, it fits in perfect. Both of these will fit up to a 17-inch laptop. Fits in here. You've got this extra little pocket so that you can put some extra little bits in there. But maybe for me, if I'm out seeing clients and I want to take some stuff from the illustrations that I've worked with them, some of the marketing material, then I would probably put that in here so that it's away from the laptop section, or the work section as it's referred to. Now, other than that though, like I say, the grab handles, identical. Oh, there is another difference. Sorry, I've not spotted that before as well. I don't think this is a huge difference, but hopefully you'll see here on the straps. So with the EDC, the Max EDC, the straps just come over and use the same the same material there. Whereas with the Max, the straps come over and just have some of that webbing as an accent on there. But other than that, the pockets on the sides, they're identical. The pocket here at the top, they're identical. They are perfect siblings in a family. Now, having seen the two of these, I know what your next question is, and I suppose it'll be the final thing before we finish, and that is, which one of the two do I prefer? I have to give a very diplomatic answer with this, not because I've been told that I have to give a fairly diplomatic answer to this, but I'm fortunate enough that I own both. I don't really prefer one over the other, but it depends on the situation. If I'm traveling, this is a beast. It's an absolute champion of a workhorse for traveling. If I'm doing more EDC for a commute, because of the smaller size, then I'd go for the Max EDC. If I have one of these and I want to commute with it, I can still do that. It does exactly what this does, but it's just got that extra space. This does a lot of what this does, but it's got that reduced space, and the way in which the compartments work make it a little bit better for EDC. So I guess the real question is, if I just put that there for a second, if you're looking at the two of these and you're thinking which one is best for you, just think more about how you're going to use it. If you're going to use it for EDC, but there may be times when you're away for 2 or 3 days, the Max might be the better one for you. If you're not going to use it for traveling and you think it is just purely going to be for EDC, stuff to work, you've got your gym kit in there, maybe you are going to go over and spend a few nights at a friend's house, then the Max EDC might be the best for you. What I like is the fact that you've now got a bit more choice in this, and I think it's great that Able Carry have been able to provide these two options, because they know how well loved the Max bag is. So creating this more EDC friendly variant of it, I think is another killer move from an awesome company that's making some excellent decisions in their bag choices. So there you go. Now, I did mention this at the beginning. This was sent to me by Able Carry. I have an awesome relationship with them. Even jumped on a quick Zoom call with them so that we could chat and discuss it. I just want to say a huge thank you to the people at Able Carry. They rock. I've used this analogy before, but talking to bag nerds as a bag nerd myself is great to kind of geek out about this sort of stuff. So a huge thank you to them. Now, of course, I will leave some links so that you can see more from this bag. It has recently, within the last few days, just gone onto sale on their website. So I'll leave those links below so that you can see more from this bag and some of the other bags and the Max that we have seen today as well. I have previously made some content on that, so I'll leave a link. I think it goes on whichever side that it goes, you know the deal. I'll leave a link to that. I'll leave a link to some of my social media feeds here on Moorlander EDC and my sister channel Moorlander Tactical. And whether you're watching this on YouTube or Rumble, as always, stay safe, stay Moorlander, and stay EDC. Where were we? Oh, I know exactly where we were. We were filming on this bloody thing to make sure my beautiful face looks perfect. An early version so that you can spend a month playing with it, testing it to make some content so it comes out when it goes live. And I was like, I'm so blessed some days. I am so blessed. No. G Max, so we will do some comparisons and differences between the two as well. As far as materials are concerned, I'm going to take actually. There's like I think. Bunch in 4 different colours. There's a black, a blue, kind of I think what they call it's the tarmac one, but it's. Why am I struggling today? Come on. Get your words out, you wazzick. Is the earth green version. The earth green version, the material that this uses is an X-Pack material, and this is X41. Damn it. And then we'll have a look around the specifics of the bag itself, or the EDC, the Max EDC. Oh my god.